Yeah, everyone, this is Thermite, and this is finally a new episode of my flagship series, the series that this channel was designed to make, Chapter 1s. Now, here's something really interesting. The next video I do is probably going to be about Crunchyroll's manga. However, as I was thinking about it, I was like, oh man, there's a bunch of other series I want to check out, but I don't have time. I've got to read some Terraformers, and I've got to record some Chapter 1s. And then I realized that, oh boy, I have gravely misunderstood what the point of Chapter 1s was supposed to be in the first place. See, the entire intent of Chapter 1s was, I've always considered Chapter 1s to be basically like a one-shot. Like, it's basically a one-shot that also has an entire series. So in some aspects, it may or may not be better than a one-shot. On the other hand, though, the other purpose of the series was just, hey, I'm not going to record every single series I ever read and put up on my channel, because when I do a reaction, like, it's an added layer of stuff I have to do. Like, I have to speak out loud, and I'm pretty loud, so I don't want to disturb anyone else in the house. I don't want to commit to too many series and then say, oh, by the way, I didn't drop the series, it's just I'd like to read it on my own. So I feel like Chapter 1s is a nice little it's a compromise, I suppose. It's a compromise between like choosing to record an entire series or like committing to it and just being able to show my reaction to the first chapter of a series. Anyways, so this all culminated in the fact that I'm not going to read Crunchyroll manga this time. I have been wanting to get to Fire Punch and Until Your Bones Rots, and I can't really choose between them. I also have these two one-shots that I might do at some point later on. But I figured, hey, let's just read both chapter 1s of Fire Punch and of Until Your Bones Rots. And then whichever one I like more, I'll probably do on the channel. Like, I'll finish this entire volume, and then I'll just follow it as the volumes come out. So, without further ado, Fire Punch. So, I can't really give an honest reaction to the covers because I've seen both of these covers before, for a Fire Punch and for Until Your Bones Rots. This one I have to say though, like, just in terms of an opinion, it is super cool. Like, I love the way this mangaka drew the fire. It's very digital painty, I suppose. Like, it definitely isn't. Yeah, it's not physical for sure, and I really like that. For some reason, like, people have incredibly broad like differences in how they draw fire physically. So I can't really say, oh, everyone does it in a way I don't like. However, I tend to like digital flames a lot more, even if it's not like computer generated or anything. It's just like the way you can layer it without having to like create physical layers of paints is something I really appreciate when it comes to this. Like, it means you can have very vivid like oranges and reds and yellows, and you can blend them if you want, but you can also have them be very, very, very distinct. And my problem with a lot of like painterly flames is that it's just the medium. I don't like them as much. I feel like you don't have as much control with the paint. I mean, I guess everyone can have as much control with the paint as they want. I'm just kind of rambling then. But I really like this person. Usually it's the main character for the first volume, but I'm not totally sure. Like, they seem very intense. The flames are literally like, reducing them to a skeleton here. I have no idea what the series is about. I'm assuming this person, at the very least, has some sort of fire ability. But I know nothing else about the series. Like, I have not even read the synopsis. Also, this is pretty cool. Alright. So those born with the ability to perform miracles are called the Blessed. Okay, that is super cool. Like, in one page, we don't have the premise, but we have basically the world. I think that is so cool. The freezing masses yearn for fire. Wait a minute. It doesn't look like it's diseased or anything. But yeah, they're definitely cutting off his arm. For what purpose, though? Oh, wow, okay. So he can regenerate. We'll stop after 7 rounds today. Okay, so they're stockpiling his arms for... Oh, wow. Holy crap. Oh, wow. Also, yeah. So, because I assume it is, miracles. So it is just straight up magic. So we don't have to worry about, like, well, where does he get his food? If his ability is literally just he regenerates and there's just a new arm and you don't have to think about where it comes from. It's just magic, or it's just, the power of the blessed. It's just a miracle. Then wow, this is very pragmatic. Like I love any series that can create like an alternate state of things. Like mostly sci-fi series do that. Where like, people talk about something very strange as if it's perfectly normal. I guess fantasy series do it to an extent, but not nearly as much as like this. Like whenever I think of someone who is like, just very calmly advocating cannibalism, for instance, I usually think of like a sci-fi series. Like, oh, we're so far in the future. This is just a thing that is normal. Or like, hey, this entire species has gotten used to eating clones, so it's all good. Something like this. Oh man, like this series feels like it's going to be a very low fantasy, and like I'm so excited for it because of this. Like just the fact that this entire village has gotten to this point where it's like, yeah, it's fine. We'll just eat his arm. Like it is a sacrifice. They do like that's the thing. It's not even like they're desensitized to it. They understand it. Yeah, this is rough as fuck. That he had to chop off his arm in order to do this. But at the same time, like they don't think it's, or at least she doesn't think it's like gross or horrible. It's just like, yeah, I appreciate the sacrifice. I'll be sure to treasure it as I eat it. Hmm. Huh. Takes you an hour to grow a new arm, but I can do it in a second. Okay. Also, this seems like our main character, which is interesting. So, because his ability is regeneration, we've already had this thing that built where like, the freezing masses yearn for fire. I suppose there's no rule that like, oh, he can only have one magical ability. Like I don't know the magical rules of the series. But that's very interesting that he's being introduced as someone who has like incredibly fast regeneration. But I'm younger, so I'm sure to be tender and scrumptious. That's so cute. Also, he didn't really waste the food. It's just like they drained it, right? They drained that one that they gave to the old lady, so they could probably take those arms and put them somewhere else. It's just he had he did not want to eat the arms. And I think that's fine. Also, it's interesting that they all have canned food. Like eating his arms is a supplement to the canned food they already have, which makes me think that maybe this only happened very recently. Like the ice witch froze the world, like let's say a month ago, for instance, and then they've all been like, they've had to eat arms ever since. But like they also have a fair bit of like whatever canned food they already had. I made a really light soup using your arm muscles. There's even a little bit of potato in it. Oh boy. Also, this line specifically, you need to put some meat on you. It feels so different now that we know that they can both be harvested for meat. You're delicious, brother. Oh, that is so weird. Okay, so he's never seen fish before. Hmm. Okay. So, I'd guess that they're both like what, 14, 15 maybe? So, in that case, like assuming there's only like an age like 1 year gap between them, we could say it's like, yeah, it was whenever he was born basically. Or I guess no, because we're talking about memories. It's possible that he was just young but he didn't remember anything. Okay, 15. So he's 15, he's younger, so let's say 14 for just argument's sake. So 14, uh, yeah, 14 years ago, maybe. That must mean they still had like a lot of canned food though, unless like someone comes through with canned food from somewhere else. I mean, like it's not like this is the post-apocalypse. It is, it's very dark and isolating because of all the snow, but I don't think they'd be like civilization might still exist. It would just be very like run down, or like only places that had lots of heating and stuff before would be able to survive. Also, that is that's so cute. Hmm. Okay, that might be a bit less cute. Also, I guess that confirms that this is a girl. I wasn't totally sure. Yeah, because her name is Luna, but she looks very androgynous to me. I mean, it's also it is like again, this isn't the post-apocalypse, but at the same time, Like I can't falter for this. That's a really good line. Death is the one thing you must never allow in. You may bear all other manner of pain and suffering, but always resist death. We will light a fire for the future, the children. Again, like, even though it is literally, yeah. I don't know why I said even though it's literally. Like, yeah, it is literally fire. And, like, the fact that the series venerates fire like this is so interesting. Like, because of all the snow imagery. Like, because of the ice witch. But I love that. We will light a fire for the future, the children. And I mean, it did pay off. They are now living almost entirely off of these two children, and mostly off of one of them. Wait, whoa. Oh, cool. Nothing but old fuckers. Okay. Like, here's the thing. I initially assumed that it was like, it was modern times, but after the Ice Witch used her powers, it kind of like plunged the world into not a backward society, but just like, an older society. But I mean, like, that's not true at all. Like, the blessed seem to be just a thing that exists that at least the people in the village aren't surprised by. And like the religion, and then also just the names now, like Behemdorg. I don't know if that's a real place. Let me check quickly. Okay, definitely not. All I saw was a thing for Fire Force, or not Fire Force, for Fire Punch, which I didn't look at. I just saw enough of it to know, okay, that was Fire Punch. Also, yes, I am aware that Agni is the the name of the Hindu god of fire? Thank you, Avatar: The Last Airbender. You'll rise in the ranks and earn your own slaves. But yeah, if he's gone, then the village is fucked. They can't just eat his sister. Although, this does seem like a noble cause in its own right. Because yeah, like if they don't get rid of the Ice Witch, the world is going to be like just stuck in eternal winter forever. And it makes more sense for like an army to do this than for like one person. In fact, they might be led by one person. It could have been a general like, hey, let's go fight the Ice Witch thing, and they've needed to amass military power, and just over the course of things, it's gone from like, hey, we are a strike team that wants to kill the witch, to just like, well, we have a civilization now because we needed one in order to build up enough forces to fight the witch. Oh no, are they going to bomb the city? Huh. My flames won't extinguish until their fuel has perished. Oh no. Oh no. Holy shit. I think that's incredible. That like we get this black panel and then we just cut to this. We just cuts to what she did. Just and this is horrifying because yeah, if I were Agni, I would not have said yes. Like fuck no, I'm not gonna be your slave. But at the same time, I see the problem here. Like again, Agni does not realize the full implication of it. Like I said, it's human meat, but he didn't really say anything else because like I think it's partially because like eating his own flesh has become so normalized now that even he doesn't fully remember how fucked up that is. Whereas like this person is outright assuming like, did we get their name? Yeah, Doma. I don't know if this is a guy or a girl. Let's say Doma's a guy because yeah, I don't see any like secondary female traits on him. But yeah, yeah, like Doma would assume, oh, they're just killing and eating other people. He has no reason to assume that it's a blessed's regenerated arms. Also, we haven't really alluded to it yet, but in Canada we have this myth of like the Wendigo, like these creatures that stalk in like snowy places that are created if you cannibalize someone, you turn into a Wendigo, and the Wendigos themselves are also cannibals. They're like they don't eat other Wendigos; they eat just humans in general. So they're like human eaters. I'm wondering if that's also a thing in this world, because that would be a double like flip to this. If it wasn't just, well, I don't like them because they're cannibals, because that is inherently inhuman. If the implication is also Doma thinks that they're like Wendigos, for instance, then that would be like, that would be an added layer of, oh shit, you probably should have explained yourself before he killed everyone. Also, this explains it. Oh my gosh, I was wondering, like, I don't think he has a firepower. I think it is literally just Doma's flames will not stop on him. Oh, it takes Luna an hour to regenerate. It takes him a few seconds. That's why he can keep on like this. But there's no way that Luna's survived. By focusing my mind and negating the regenerative powers in my arm, it would die and no longer regenerate. I had found a way to escape the pain. Oh, that's why it's just his head that's burning in the on the cover. He killed his entire body except for his head, and then once it was over, he let himself regenerate. Maybe? If I just died, I would be freed. Ugh. Even this, like, as much as the village elders said, like, hey, never give in to death. This is where I would absolutely give in. God damn it, this is literal hell. And even if he survives this, the world he exists in it's even worse. It's worse than being burned alive. Like, the future he has is just an awful one. Oh no. It was too cruel, but our family would finally be together. Oh no. Oh wow. Like, he's even imagining, like, what if I had a kid with her? Oh. That's it. Okay, that is it. After she says that, he cannot give in. He may bear all other manner of pain and suffering, but always resist death. Oh. Holy crap. He had to walk coughing up blood all the while. Year 5, my brain acclimated to the pain. My body could move about freely, but I still could not breathe well because of the flames. Year 8, I started teaching myself how to control my regenerative powers. Oh my god. Oh my god. These fists, I will reduce him to ash. Oh fuck, that is fucked up. That is actually fucked up. This is the piss of someone blessed by God. God damn. And again, like, not everyone, but at least like the people of his village and potentially other people all venerate fire. So, oh my god. Ah, the freezing masses yearn for fire. Holy shit. That is, oh my god. That is so cool. Prologue, the flame-covered man. Holy crap. Okay, I am definitely continuing Fire Punch. That is incredible. Holy shit. Holy actual shit. That was so good. Yeah, in terms of predictions, like, first of all, I love this series. I love the art, I love the storytelling, I love like the incredibly conflicted morality of it. No, not even morality, just like, this is a different world where different morals apply. My only real prediction is the Wendigo thing. Like, I do legitimately think that I don't think that he did this out of pure malice. I actually think it's not malice at all. I think it is legitimately just human meat. He heard the human meat, and either it's some sort of like this world's version of the Wendigo, or it could just be generally like, I mean, eating human meat is itself pretty awful. And if there's that many, like, if there's just arms everywhere, if they're body parts, like, he didn't even say arms, just specifically body parts, like, that is very disgusting on its own. But I think, like, if the Wendigo thing is true, that would add like an additional layer to it of just like, okay, well, he was almost fully justified in it. He had no way of knowing, oh, by the way, they're just eating, like, the regenerated arms of a blessed. Especially since all the blessed have different abilities. Like, he seems to have, like, unextinguishable flames. That one guy with the piss had like, iron generation, and then Our MC and his brother, or Agni and not his brother, Luna, Agni and Luna both have regeneration. So it's possible they don't like they've never heard of someone with regeneration. And even if you did, like there are tons of series with people who can regenerate, and you never think, oh, maybe they should all just eat his arm. So yeah, this is so interesting. I cannot wait until they meet again. I feel like that's going to be a massive scene because I don't think they could do one of two things. Either like they meet up again and he finally kills him, or I assume he's going to explain like, "Hey, this is why I slaughtered your village. Also, I had no idea you could regenerate. What the fuck?" I think at that point he'll also be able to finally say like, "Hey, I can get rid of my fire if you want," but he'll say, "No, fuck you. I want to keep my fire." Anyways, that was Fire Punch. Holy shit. I was not expecting the cover to be that literal with the fact, yeah, his body is literally dead while also being alive. Like, just he has that level of control with it. Like, when he does this, like when his body's being consumed by the flames, it is literally a corpse, or not a corpse, but like it is a living body that is consumed by flames and being destroyed while also being regenerated. I don't think anyone would remember that, or anyone would jump to that conclusion. Oh, that is so cool, though. We'll definitely read some more. But until then, had another Fire Punch open. And then let's finally read Until Your Bones Rot. I have no idea what this is either. Just due to the due to the cover and due to just, the font, I assume it seems like a romance series, honestly. It seems sort of like a yandere romance. Yeah, I don't really have anything else I could say. I do like the way this is laid out too. I'm not going to look at it, but I can see that like they're all different nights, and I don't think they're all in order, are they? Actually, let us look. So, 91, 115, 165, or so do they go down like this? 33, 55, 81, 91, 103, 115, 1. Okay, yeah, so they do that. I think that's really cool. Take your sin to the grave, this we swear. Oh boy, is this the manga version of Pretty Little Liars? I'm trying to think of like a pithy name to call this uh like this episode. Maybe just manga about people who have their skin removed at some point. Did you know boobs feel just like meat buns? That is fantastic. Oh, also, I should probably change this over. There we go. If you want to see my face but bigger. I actually really like that. Like, he does have a mix of super cute but also pretty sleazy to him. Veto compulsory attendance for the summer term. I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to do this, but man, this is quite ballsy. Sharing the precious days of our youth with our dear friends is not infinitely more valuable. Okay, so he's definitely one of the 5. Huh, I know you'd cover me if it got really bad. Like, is she related to, like, the principal or something? Because, yeah, that is not only is that ballsy, that's something you can't really do. Like, even in American high schools, which I mean, I don't know that much about them, but it seems like the student council, I guess it depends. Now that I think about it, the schools I've been to have had pretty powerful student councils. Like, I don't want to give too much away about where I went to university, but we had a student council so powerful, they were their own incorporated company. Like, legitimately, they straight up just provided things to the school that the school itself could not. Like, the school, like, for instance, the school didn't have a budget for, like, campus furniture. They had a budget for, like, classroom furniture, but every other bit of furniture in the entire school was bought by the student council. And at one point, like, before I even went there, they had bought really, really nice stuff, and they had to replace it all with slightly shittier stuff. Not because of like price, but because like all the really nice couches and stuff were so comfy that people would just fall asleep on them all the time and no one could ever use them. So they were like, well, fuck, I guess we have to get slightly less comfortable ones, which you think that wouldn't help. Like, I mean, college students, university students, they'll sleep on absolutely anything. But the slight discomfort really did help. Like, it was much easier to kick people off of them. Yeah, they've got to be all part of the same 5, right? Ever since that day. Again, we don't know what the what they said at the very start. Like, what was their vow that they promised to keep. from the title, like from Until Your Bones Rot, I assume it is something like, I don't know quite what it is. It might be a murder, but it might just be something else. Like, I can't think of anything else. Like, because I'm thinking of it like a, like a Stephen King book, basically, like Stand By Me or The Body, where it's, I feel like a murder or like just a corpse in general is one of the few things that someone this age can like consider it to be that important, while also being like somewhat noble, maybe, quote unquote, because these are our main characters. Like, we could just have evil main characters, but like it couldn't be like a robbery or something. That feels a bit like that doesn't feel serious enough. But it can't be something truly fucked up, like beyond the killing of one person, because that would, it'd be very hard to empathize with them after that. It could just be like, this could be a misdirect. It could just be like some other secrets, like something that is not a murder but is just, very important to all of them, and then they swore like, we will take the secret to our graves. But something about it makes me feel like it has to be more like dire than that. I guess sort of the tone of this, like the cover and like the table of contents. Everything else has been kind of light, but I don't think that's where the series is going. I don't think it's going to be something super light. You're the real hero. That's why Tsubaki chose you. So far, their dynamic is very realistic in terms of friends. I really like it. Oh wow, that's really good. Akira will never look at the likes of you. Hags, eyesores, ugly faces, and even uglier personalities. Also, we keep getting the shot of the crows. Attacked by some crazy crows is all. Yep, so this is our 5 for sure. I didn't really get it, but thank you. They makes it 5 years. Oh, and they have literal bones. The proof of our pact. It's gonna be a corpse. It's gotta be a corpse. Today, 5 years ago, we killed someone. The 5 of us killed him, and the 5 of us buried his body. God damn. Okay, so this is chapter 2. Like, this is I love series that can do this. Like, Terraformers does it a lot. Where, like, the ending... Actually, is it Terraformers I'm thinking of? No, I'm thinking of Zetman. Sorry, I read both those series very, very recently. But yeah, like, I love series where not only can they have, like, a powerful ending to a chapter, but also the chapters blend into each other very nicely. So if you're reading them, like, as they come out, it works real well. And then if you read it as a complete volume, it also just flows perfectly. Like, without seeing the chapter things, you don't even realize that it's a different chapter. Also, it seems like 5 is the important number in the series. I hope it'll recur a few more times. Digging it up that first year was an experience. Idiot yesterday, intellectual today. This is interesting, though. I've never thought about it like that. But yeah, if it's buried, it's definitely going to decompose slower. And they have to bury it. Like, they have to keep it buried. Although it's really interesting that they don't have a better system for it. Like, it's literally just... It's buried relatively close to the ground. Like, this close. Also, I didn't notice it before. I didn't talk about it before. I noticed it. But yeah, there is a crack here. So clearly this is how the person died. Also, is that a cookie jar? I think that's supposed to be a cookie jar there. Because that looks like K-O-K. Anyways. This is really cool. Oh my god, I just realized this is chapter 1's. I'm not supposed to be reading chapter 2. Oh wow. Okay, so this is a gripping series. That's the entire reason why I said the whole thing about how, I think it's really cool if you have a series that, bleeds the chapters together. Because I was going to use that to transition out of the chapter 1. But holy crap. That is so good. I am so happy. Also, this makes more sense. Like, this is the skull that they buried. And you can see even the distinctive crack mark there. Until your bones rot. I guess the title also makes more sense. Like, now it is literally, they're going to keep... I think that's supposed to be it. Like, they're going to literally... not only are they going to keep keep the secret until their bones rot, but also they're going to just keep on digging up this corpse year after year until eventually the bones themselves are gone. Man. Okay, that was fantastic. I kind of want to do a third one, but These two pair up fairly well. Maybe I will do one on Crunchyroll. So it's got to be something kind of morbid, right? Like I've already read Ajin. The thing is also I don't know any of these series. Like the point of it is that it's a series I've never seen before, so naturally I wouldn't know if they're morbid or not. I just got really lucky with these two. Girl May Kill. That sounds morbid. Screw it. Do they have chapter 1? Yes, they do. All right, let's do this. Let's check out the Girl May Kill Simulpub as our third chapter 1 of chapter 1s. Also, I haven't used this in forever. Can I just... Okay, I can just use the arrow keys. Thank goodness. Almost half the stuff here are adult videos, though. Chapter 1, Homecoming. Okay. So we're doing the scary fawn contrasted with the cute girl thing. So, I think it's too early to like try to predict anything. Okay. Okay, so he is a Chinese immigrant, which is interesting enough. So, yeah, so they spent 6 years living here, eventually left. For whatever reason, he has a reason to come back. They're showing porn flicks in the underground theater. I have never understood the idea of going to a public theater and watching porn flicks specifically because you're not allowed to fap. Like, that's what got Pee Wee Herman arrested. And that seems bizarre. Like, why would you sit down and just watch some porn with a group of other people without any sexual things going on? Oh, this is so great, though. I haven't really read a series that has like a Chinatown in it, or like a manga series. I should say. I've read lots of like actual novels and stuff involving Chinatowns. Is it scary? It's scary, isn't it? A homo, huh? Wait, what? Wait, what? I don't understand. Why did he assume he was a homo? Wait, no, I don't understand. Is it just that he's a pretty boy? I'm so confused. Why? Like, what here gave it away that he's a homo? I mean, if anything, he feels like a dad. Like, you could assume that they're unrelated. But, like, yeah, especially as the you dummy. Unless, are they supposed to be siblings? It feels like these two are, like, you know, the same age, and then this is, like, their kid. I wonder if they're sisters. Maybe not, I guess. So, is the homo thing literally just, oh, well, you're being very casual? No, because he's also talking to, like, even if these two are the same age and they are not, like, they're not adults, at the same time, why, like, she's clearly too young for him. There's no way, like, obviously he would be casual with her. I don't understand. I don't like our main character already because I don't understand his terms of homosexuality. This is pretty fun, though. Who'd be frightened by this low-quality movie? I really do like this, though. Like, I do love the experience of watching a movie with other people. Well, I kind of love it. A lot of the time it's shit. A lot of the time it's horrible. But I like occasionally the feeling of watching a movie with someone else. And I thought, this feels very good. Like, in hindsight, because of the way they're sitting, you can tell that his scream is the more, like, jagged one. Whereas hers is the fluffy one. Oh, that's great. Oh no, are they living there? You're that group from last night. Okay. That seems... Not sure if I trust that. Someone on Donut's Discord recently brought up the idea of, hey, what if there's a thing that just gave you a random chapter 1 of something? And I would love that. I would absolutely love it. Specifically because I don't know how this chapter was originally published. Like, if it was published in a, like... Specifically, I want to know, like, it doesn't seem like it had a cover page apart from that, you know, the one with the kind of scary writing on it, but I wanted to know, like, what is the title, like, was the title given in the magazine before the chapter itself, or did they do that thing that they sometimes do where they leave like the actual title of the series for the very end? Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be feeling dread or not, or if it's supposed to be a fake out. Although I guess that's fun in its own right. It's just, oh man, come on guys, scan this better, or digitally scan it better. So weird. We are both making noise. That's... So I'm assuming that Gohongi is her mom then. Or are they just all friends? That's possible. Gotta use it for work, so I don't have much choice. Okay, so this must take place back in like the 90s, maybe? Like, this is an old school looking computer, but they don't... Also, this is cool as fuck. Like, the fact that, like, if the computer itself wasn't a dead giveaway, the fact that he's in, I assumed Japan, right? Yeah, it's Japan's Chinatown, right? Actually, they never said it was Japan. It could be somewhere else. But the fact that they're in a Chinatown, so not in China itself, and he's able to smoke indoors, that's a pretty cool indication of, like, yeah, it's the past. Wait, what? Wait, what? Is he a homo? He is a homo. Wait, what? I don't understand. What was the giveaway? I mean, I understand this giveaway. Gohongi, you're gay? What? After this chapter is over, I might have to go back specifically to figure out what was the tell. How did he manage to figure out he was gay? I don't understand. It doesn't bother me in a real sense, just it does confuse me. It does legitimately confuse me. I'm part of the mafia. Okay, I was not expecting that. Like, all of the mafia stuff they've been bringing up until now, like, the fact they brought it up yet again made me think, okay, it might be important. But before I figured, oh, they're probably just trying to say, like, you know, this is a city that has a lot of crime in it. Like, if this is a horror series, if something goes wrong, then, you know, you can't trust on the cops to come because, like, they're going to be busy. I didn't think we would have, like, a connection to the mafia this soon. Or, like, a direct one. May's not, though, right? Wait, what? Wait, she's 15? She's 15? What? You're looking for a dog, you see. Oh, shit. So why are they talking to him, though? Like, he's had no connection to them, apart from just happening to meet them in a theater once. Like, there's no way he would be a mole. Also, it does explain why she feels so young compared to them. Because I was under the assumption that, oh, they're probably, like, you know, very young adults, and therefore she has to be super, super young. But if it's more that just they're all, like, not middle-aged, but they're all, like, you know, in their late 20s, for instance, then the fact that she's 15 would still, like, it would give the height difference thing there. Like, it would make the height difference make sense. It's not Gohongi, I'm sure of it. Okay, thank you. Also, what is this glitching here? I don't understand. Because there's part of it clearly from this page that's, like, this segment. Yeah, there's, like, this entire segment, but then this segment comes from this page. Like, it's a weird overlap of all things. Huh. You're just like a little dog making a huge racket. You seem so kind to, Sob. Why was she hanging out with him of all people? That's worrisome. This is true. That's a possibility no matter where you are. Like, yeah, you might be killed. Really okay for me to just nod in agreement? Wait, what? Wait, what? Ah, she's going to kill her and then frame Gohongi for it, right? The dog was you, wasn't it, Ruka? Huh. Oh, that's really clever. I didn't think about it, but yeah. Yeah, like, Katsura, in the end, he didn't really seem to think it was Gohongi. Like, he was playing along with it because he was just like, well, yeah, I guess, it makes sense. But he pretty quickly flipped. Although, I don't think that's true. What I'm thinking is actually, it's probably May. May is probably the mole. And then she's using this as an excuse to kill off a real member of the organization. And then, like, she could still frame Gohongi for it, while at the same time, like, she could use Gohongi as proof to say, like, hey, you know, I killed her because she was part of the organization, but then she could also flip it and then say, like, no, he did it. Who are you gonna believe, me or him? God damn. Gohongi, are you my enemy or my friends? Oh, wow. Okay, that was pretty good. Overall, it wasn't nearly as good as the previous two, but it was pretty solid enough. Like, I'm definitely going to check it out. I honestly did not think it was going to be a mafia story. Like, I think that's so cool. I thought it was like just setting up for some sort of like horror twist, because this feels very horror-esque, which I assume it is to an extent. Like, it's scary that she is, this tiny little femme fatale. Overall, though, like, it was pretty good. I probably won't read it though. Like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to rank these, aren't I? It's been a while since I've done this. I'd say out of all of them, uh, honestly, Until Your Bones Rot is the one I'm most interested in. Like, Fire Punch is really, really good. But at the same time, Until Your Bones Rot was the one that made me just continuously keep on reading past chapter 1 without even thinking about it. I was just automatically doing it. So I guess that's also due to the structure of it. Like, Until Your Bones Rot has that very sort of Zetman-esque structure where one chapter bleeds into the next, at least for chapters 1 and 2. I keep saying that as if I'm talking about the whole series, but it's really just chapters 1 and 2 that I know of, at least. Whereas Fire Punch very definitively like sets apart its chapter 1 as like almost like a one shot. Like, that's one of the reasons why I started the series, is because a lot of chapter 1s do something like that. Like, they are a self-contained story. Until Your Bones Rot doesn't really do that. It kind of is, but it's like a very like blunt short story, I suppose. If you don't immediately go to the next chapter, it's a lot like a Netflix series, where at the end of one episode, there's just enough of a twist to make you go, oh crap, I'm gonna watch the next episode. Why not? It's already there. May as well. Whereas Fire Punch, like, has a much better balance of it, I suppose. It feels like it makes itself feel really, really strong. It makes itself feel like a solid, like, self-contained story that also clearly leads into something else, but it doesn't like instantly lead into something else. That ending is very like, it's a very strong ending. It's a very like one-shot-esque ending. But because of that, even though I think that is incredible from artistic standpoints, and Fire Punch in general is just amazing, it doesn't thrill me as much as Until Your Bones Rot, specifically because of that. Because based entirely on the chapter 1, it doesn't immediately make me want to read the next one. I feel satisfied enough. Oh, that's annoying though, because that's like, I feel like Netflix series that do that, like that have every single episode end on some sort of like minor cliffhanger or like something that makes you want to just immediately watch the next episode. I think those are scummy. I think those are like clickbait. They're like the clickbait of TV shows. So it bothers me that it works on me, but then again, it works on me for a reason. Like, it is a valid storytelling move. Girl May Kill is pretty good. Like, that final that first chapter was very good. It was very self-contained, and I actually really do like the fact that regardless of whether it was intentional or not, like the fact that I set it up as if it were a horror series kind of completely distracted me from the concept of, oh, maybe all this foreshadowing about the mafia is going to be legit. Like, maybe that is what the series is about. I did not think that even for a second until like the series started like delving into that. And by the time it was doing that, like, I'd ignored so much of it that, by the time we had like, that final little move, I it's not that I didn't see it coming, but just like it was still so very fresh and like it took me off guard. So overall, if I had to rank them, oh man, I guess I would say Until Your Bones Rot, number 1, most likely for me to pick up as an ongoing series. Fire Punch, also most likely just going to be an ongoing series. And then Girl May Kill, I'll probably read it privately. Like, it is on Crunchyroll, so I can just like read the simulpub. And I do want to get into more simulpub series, but I probably won't record it for the channel. But yeah, so that was chapter 1. My god, I forgot how much I wanted to do something like this. Uh, well, catch you on the flip side. Yeah, yeah.